In this video, I'm going to show you a cold calling script that freight brokers can use to get more clients. I'm Benjamin Kowalski with Freight 360, where we provide the latest transportation sales tips and training videos to help you reach your goals faster. If you're a fan of the content, please support us by crushing that like button and sharing us with all of your colleagues. In our industry, every shipper makes their decisions based on an internal set of procedures and approvals. The larger the company, the more red tape, and they typically take longer and involve multiple authorizations. The smaller companies, on the other hand, might have one or two people involved and can take much less time. But the thing they all have in common is that they are all a little bit different from each other, and they all have different people with different personalities working at them. And this is the fundamental reason why you can't use the same script in every call. Just like you couldn't use the same pickup line on everyone you've ever asked out on a date. They need to be tailored to that specific person at that specific moment, right? This is why we aren't going to give you a sheet of paper that you can read off on every call. We'll provide a structure that you can use to navigate each call. The style or personality behind what you say really needs to be authentic and really needs to be your own. Remember that our industry runs on trust and ethics. The most profitable customers are acquired by getting them to know, like, and trust you. And now, when it comes to cold calling, you're going to want to focus on the other person and provide them value. This means understanding the customer's needs and being prepared to offer solutions that will benefit them directly. If a customer feels like they're, getting something of value out of their call, they're of course more likely to stay engaged with the conversation with you. Remember, customers don't like being sold to. They want to know what's in it for them. And if you can keep this in mind when making cold calls, you're going to have much greater success in engaging with potential customers and building those meaningful relationships. Here are some phrases that are commonly used as an initial hook, right? Name dropping a mutual customer between you and the shipper. Referring to a carrier you have both worked with in the past. Suggesting that you have drivers that load out of their facility frequently and that maybe they asked you to investigate more consistent lanes for them to run. It may be that you specialize in their specific commodity niche, like heavy equipment or produce, for example. It doesn't necessarily matter what it is that you lead with, as long as it answers this question: what is in it for them, right? No matter what you choose to lead with, the most important thing is that you always remain aware of your customer's needs. So you want to use active listening and keep an eye on their tone of voice as well as their rate of speech. For instance, in the New York area, people tend to talk faster, louder, and maybe more abruptly. So be prepared to match their pace and tone. In warmer climates, like down where I live in Florida, you tend to see the opposite pace. It's a little bit slower, right, and less abrupt. This way, you can show respect for your prospect's time while taking the time to build rapport and establishing trust. Remember that your energy and enthusiasm can make or break the success of a cold call. So stand up and smile when you're making calls. This will immediately add energy to your voice. Motion creates emotion, so don't be afraid to walk around while you're on the phone, or even do some jumping jacks if that helps get your blood flowing. Smiling also changes your tone of voice, so having a small mirror above your phone can be a great reminder to smile when you're making those calls. When customers feel like they are talking to somebody who is actually interested in helping them, they will be more likely to stay engaged and listen to what you have to say. Make sure, though, you also have a prepared list of questions to ask as the conversation progresses. Here are a few that you can add to your list to get started. Can you tell me a little bit about how your shipping is organized? How many full truckloads do you ship on an average week? Any LTL? How about during your busy season? By the way, when is your busy season? Do you use outside carriers? Do you have your own trucks? Could you tell me a little bit about the carriers you worked with the most? And what do you like or not like about them? Did you pick up on what most of these questions have in common? They are mostly open-ended, which means they don't give the prospect the opportunity to say no. And by asking these types of questions, you can learn more about your customers' needs, become better equipped to provide solutions, and ultimately increase the success of your cold calling efforts. And don't forget that practice makes perfect. The more you hone your cold calling skills, the better prepared you'll be to create a meaningful conversation with potential customers. Setting aside time each day to practice these techniques can go a long way in helping you become an effective cold caller. Most importantly, don't forget to ask for the business. No one is just going to come out and offer you business. You need to close them by asking if they have anything right now on their desk that you could cover or maybe assist with. This is the most important aspect of any cold call once you've established some trust. So put another reminder above your mirror that reminds you to ask for the business. With the right structure and tips combined with enthusiasm and a positive attitude, you will be able to create meaningful conversations and relationships with more potential customers now. For more tips and training, be sure to watch our weekly podcast on this channel and check out the description for links to private coaching. Because remember, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right.